Hello, my people. How far day? See, take your time. Listen to this video. This is not about politics, but about your health. You know, during the time of campaign, Tinubu said what Nigerians will eat is agbado, cassava, ewa, things like that. This is coming so soon. Coming too soon. What is happening here? Tinubu signed into law with America Big Gate to start importation of crops like GMO, genetically modified organisms, which is artificial food, artificial crops like corns, maize, even cassava, to start importation of those food. You and I know what those food are. They cause cancer, they cause all manner of sicknesses. That's why you see all these Oibos, they are having different sicknesses. And remember, we do not have good healthcare systems. We don't have infrastructure. We don't have all those facilities that they have in abroad. Even those people that have the facilities we're talking about, some of those Western world do not allow their citizens to eat this artificial food. You understand? Even once they produce it, they specify on it, this is artificial, this is food. You decide what to eat. You know, we Nigerians now. Can you imagine? A lot of problems. This will cause problems. You don't understand. So take your time, listen to this video, and make sure you share this video. It's very important to our health. Very, very important. It's possible everybody needs to rise up to stop this, because it's not going to go well with us here in Nigeria. Those people, I tell you, you don't have money to go to hospital. Those people in abroad, free medical care for them. So if they sick, and this is genetic, take your time, listen to this video, and it's long. Let me not to bore you with this. Please like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let's grow it, please.
And terrorism has taken over our farms. When farmers can't go to farm anymore, farmers are now paying bandits and terrorists money to go to farm, which is a very, very sad situation. To now cap it all, instead of the president to bring out all his security men and send them to the north to go and tackle this terrorism and this banditry, the president is now signing into law GMOs, genetic modified organism. Genetic modified organism, even the white people that created it, that initiated it with their innovation, they are running away from it because it's causing cancer, it's killing their citizens. So now you bring it to Nigeria to come and kill Nigerians. Nigerians who are just hustling to make their money. No electricity, no water, no proper infrastructure, no good roads, nothing. They are just struggling their life. They've been pushed to the wall. They are just trying to survive. Now you want to add to their problem. Where are they going to get money to go to hospital to go and treat cancer? You and I know what genetic modified organism is. For dad and mom, papa and mama, we don't understand what they try to for village. If una dey go market, make una dey very careful. Make una make sure say na farm product, organic product una buy. Because the product wey Mr. President signed for market now, say make that they produce, even Dangote go follow them produce am. It will kill people, it will cause cancer, people will die. You go look for money to go hospital. You go see the product, it go long. Yam wey supposed to be like this. Yam go long, it go big. You think say na wolf, no be a wolf. Na cancer you want chop so. So please, Nigerians, be careful of that. So for me, the president has made a lot of wrong move, which whether you like it or not, some people have to tell him. You understand what I'm saying? So many, many things like that, my brother.
Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great today. Okay, so just so you know, we are officially at war with the forces of darkness in Nigeria. We are at war with the workers of iniquity. I mean, Nigeria pretty much has been at war from the day that the evil Lord Lugard forcefully amalgamated the country without the consent of our ancestors. Nigeria has been at war with itself all this while, but this time around they have taken that warfare to the next level, and this is the level where they now intend to completely eradicate us like pests from our own land. That's what is about to happen. That's why the news is now trending that the Nigerian government, despite all that this government knows about GMO foods and GMO crops and GMO seeds, the government went ahead and gave approval for the commercial dissemination and use of Bill Gates funded GMO maize called Tela in Nigeria. This is when A lot of people say, oh, what is GMO? I actually just put out a video on YouTube to explain what this thing is all about. GMO simply means genetically modified organisms. Every living thing has a gene. Human beings have their own genes. When you say someone has a genetic disease, it's in the gene. Okay, plants have their own genes. Seeds have gene. Okay, now the genetic code of every seed or every plant is where their makeup is stored. The plant, the properties they have is stored in their gene. That's why there's a genetic code. These demons found out a way to edit it. So God created these things and unleashed them on earth. And in the book of Genesis, he said these things should be your food, okay, and the herbs should be your medicine. So the devil now found a way to enter into where the genetic code is, and they began to edit it. And they just don't edit it, they started removing the properties that God put in there to make it food to us, so that when we eat them, they will nourish us and boost our immune system. And the ones that will become medicine to us, they have also started editing the genes of those ones to remove those things that God put in there to become medicine to man, so that when you eat them, it's not only that your immune doesn't get any boost, it actually becomes weakened by eating them. Genetically modified means that they go into the laboratory and they edit and remove, and not just remove, they can also put diseases and poisons inside these things. How can someone tell you that BT crops, that they kill insects, and you didn't think twice about what they're saying? If the insecticides are sprayed on insects to kill them, and someone now tells you that the crop that they're giving you to plant, that insects that eat it will die, don't you see that truly that what those insects are eating is actually the insecticide itself? Go and watch my YouTube video that I just posted. You will see where a genetic scientist, a genetic engineer that has spent almost all his life in doing this business was explaining that the seeds themselves come in with some internal insecticide engineered into them. Remember, they have found a way of editing the gene code of these seeds, so when they edit, they can add. I have a lot of media organizations that I run, so we do editing. You can edit to add or remove. This is what these demons are doing. The whole world knows about this. This is why nearly half of Europe has banned genetic modified organisms. This is why Algeria and so many countries in the world have banned it. This is why in Russia, you cannot farm it, you cannot import it. In Russia, all of Russia, because there are too many satanic dimensions to having GMO seeds. In today, if you have GMO seeds, it's not only that the entire population is susceptible to diseases, susceptible to cancer, which has now become a thing in our climate. We were not used to cancer before in Nigeria. All of a sudden, cancer is everywhere. Why? How? This is where they are all coming from. This is where they are coming from. But that's not the only problem. The biggest problem is that the person who gives you genetically modified organism, genetically modified maize or corn or whatever, they have not told you that when you plant it, that it will not reproduce itself. You see how we do in the villages. I grew up knowing this from my grandmother, my parents. When they go to farm and we harvest maize, what we do is that we keep some for the next season, for the next planting season, and they will go and dry it outside where it will become very dry. And when the planting season comes, you will take from that same corn that you harvested in the previous season and plant it in this next season. This particular maize they are telling people to plant, it cannot be planted. It is not plantable. It is a one-way street to hell. You just eat it and then you don't get to plant it, because it will never germinate, it will never reproduce itself. It has been edited to become a poison to humanity. So what does that mean? You keep going back to the person who gave it to you, and listen, as you go back to them, you are not sure that the one they gave you before is the same one you're going to get again. So they can create different models, where you create models for cars. That's why the 4 models they release now, I give the number: Samaz 72, Samaz 73, 74 and Samaz 74. The way you give models to your cars is the way they give models, and these different models of maize will have different components inside of them that are detrimental to the human beings that eat them, destructive to our health. So those people can change it, but that's not the only thing. They can also decide, no, we're not giving you seeds to crop this time around. If now it happens that all our organic seeds are wiped off and they are the only ones we rely on, they can decide they don't want to give you seeds until you do certain things they want you to do. In other words, they have got you under their control. A hungry man is an angry man and also a desperate man. So when a man is hungry, his children are dying of hunger, and you tell them you must do this or do that, they will do it in order to get food. So when they control this, they now have full control over your life. That's why they are going to come up with a law afterwards. You will see them start with this one now. If Nigerians don't rise up and fight against this, from the churches to the mosques to village centers and village squares to everywhere, if we don't fight against it, in the next 1 year or less, you will see them come up with a law where it will be illegal for anybody to be seen with organic seeds that are helpful to our health. This is what they have done in Kenya right now. Go and watch my video. I repeat, go watch that video I put out on YouTube, Joseph Okechukwu on YouTube. You will see the young man saying that it is now illegal for him to share organic seeds in his own country. This is why I feel Ruto, honestly, I hate saying stuff like this, but I think Ruto should be ashamed of himself. A young man, vibrant, very, very promising. When he showed up, I was one of the first people that began to live for joy. I said, wow, Kenya has a young, vibrant man who will defend the interests of our continent. And this young man is there, walking on red carpets that are putting out for him in America and all those places, speaking big grammar and allowing foreigners to come and dictate to your own African citizens in an African country on what to do with organic seeds. You should be ashamed of yourself that people in our continent cannot share seeds that we know are helpful to us as Africans. How much more do you want us to tell you before you know you have been bought over by the devil? Africans, we need to stop looking up to these leaders. We need to rise up on our own. This is what they want to do in Nigeria if we don't fight and nip it in the bud now. A law will come very soon, and they will tell you that organic, you are a terrorist if we catch you with it. And the World Health Organization, World Bank, all these world things, they will come and they will support it with a lot of money. And you trust Nigerians. When they see money, they are ready to kill even their own brothers and sisters. But they are not bigger than all of us, and they are not stronger than us. They are not stronger than us. We need to rise up and resist this evil, because they want to make sure that every single farmland everywhere in the country, in the continent, belongs to the corporations. The Kenyan guy I featured in that my video that I put out on YouTube early this morning, he said it. This is the new world order agenda. That's why Bill Gates is the one that is leading it. Isn't he the one that said that they want to reduce the population of the world? The mass depopulation agenda is what you see playing out in front of you. They want to weaken you because we've heard the rumors that there's another pandemic plan for 2025. And because the previous pandemics have not done anything to you, they haven't left even a dent on us as Africans. They want to make sure that our immune system is weakened ahead of any other pandemic that comes, so that when the pandemic comes, people will be dropping on the streets like flies dying, just the way Bill Gates' ex-wife had predicted, and then it didn't happen. So people will just be dropping down on the streets of Africa. She made that prediction, her prophecy never came true. I'm sure that's why they are desperate. This Bill Gates of hell has never given up on trying to eliminate our people. We are talking about GMO maize. He's also releasing GMO mosquitoes. Why are you genetically modifying things that nature has given to us, things that God has given to us? Did we tell you that we are not satisfied with the ones that nature provided? Why are you giving us man-made? Why are you replacing originality with artificiality? We are not artificial beings. We are original beings. I am organic. I am nature. I am original. I can never accept artificiality over originality. Africans, hear my voice. Rise up. We did it during the time of Ebola. We rose up in unison and we fought, and we defeated them. Americans sent their people to come to Nigeria to find out how did they do it. During COVID, they predicted people would die en masse. Go and see the figures. Africans barely died from COVID, and they still can't understand. HIV, they got our people in South Africa because Monsanto calls South Africa home. So they have already used their genetically modified organisms, mango, corn, everything. They've used it to destroy the immune system of our people in South Africa. I keep saying this. I've been there several times, and I see the kind of food they eat there. Everything is GMO. Evil. That's why HIV was the biggest thing in South Africa. It was killing more people in South Africa than anywhere else, because the immune system had been destroyed by this wickedness. Our people need to begin to go back to where we came from. Go back to those original seeds. For people who will say, how do we know? You see all those things they give to you, they say, this one is a Greek, this one is a Greek. That's what they call GMO. Something that somebody gives you, you know you cannot take the seed and plant it and it will germinate again. Don't take it. Ask them, will this thing produce itself? You have original seeds in the villages. We need to form groups now of farmers in the villages who are packing these things and storing them. Tell us where they are. We will make you popular and send people to go and buy from you. Even if it is expensive, our people are ready to buy it as long as you reject these satanic seeds that they are sending to our people. We don't need it. We will never need it. We are human beings. We are not animals. Let's begin to band together to defend ourselves against this evil. This is this is full-blown New World Order mass depopulation agenda. They are not hiding it. They are telling you to your face, and that's what they want to do. But we can stop them if we are together, and I know we can because we've done it before, and we will do it again. Stop farming these things. Stop coming on social media to show people, hey, look at this crop. It's supposed to be like 10 years and I planted it in 2 months. It has just come. What kind of nonsensical magic is that? And you are proud of it. Stop showcasing it on social media. This is how they are destroying us. This is why cancer is everywhere now. This is why cancer is everywhere. Africans are now suffering from cancer more than Americans. In Nigeria, cancer everywhere. Everywhere. These people will not speak for you. You will have to speak for yourself. Those people in government line their pockets with green nuts. They will not speak for you. And this is why we have to rise up. How many times have I said this? We need to rise up. Wherever you are, make videos. If you have a blog, use your blog. If you need to do write-ups. You don't have to be a professional. Just raise alarm. Just hold meetings. Go to pressure groups. Bring church groups. Go to community groups. Talk to people. Anybody you meet, even in your office, enlighten them. Tell them how dangerous GMO seeds are. Tell them these things are packs of diseases. Tell them that what they are eating is insecticides. It is proven. Science has said. Go and check for yourself and see if I'm lying. Scientists have told us that these things are insecticides. That's what they are giving us to eat so we can die and leave our continent for them, because all the treasures of this world are on our continent. But we can resist this evil because it is not from God. It has not been ordained by God, and it will not work, and it will not come through. I will continue to update us as time goes on. May God bless and keep you and yours.
But if you're going to which are the potential GMOs? In fact, there's only 11 GMOs that have been commercialized right now. Soy, corn, cotton, canola, sugar beets, which is used for sugar, alfalfa, and then papaya from Hawaii or China, zucchini or yellow squash, and 2 new ones introduced just recently, apples and potatoes.
And what about tomatoes?
Tomatoes were taken off the market years ago. They were the first genetically modified food to be approved. Yes, the flavor saver tomato, but
no more?
No more.
Because they taste like cardboard, that's why.
That's right, exactly.
Now, so in most cases, they're not labeled as GMOs, right? You don't know. How do people know?
Well, more and more companies are labeling their products as non-GMO because the average American now believes that GMOs are unsafe. And so the food companies are rushing to market new formulations for their products so they can boldly announce non-GMO. So Nestle's advertises on television that its coffee creamer is non-GMO. So you know that the non-GMO movement is making its impact, right?
How many years have you been doing this now?
21.
21 years. Trying to educate people about the dangers of GMOs. What is it specifically that creates that danger?
Well, there's the GMO process itself. And a recent study showed that the genetic engineering process of a certain type of corn increased the proteins in the corn that are not only linked to allergies and to cancer, but they're called putrescine and cadaverine because they because they create
for putrid?
Exactly. These proteins are responsible for the smell of a rotting dead body. And they're in higher amounts in Monsanto's corn.
And we eat that.
That's right. So the process of genetic engineering itself can cause these problems, higher levels of allergens and toxins and putrescine. Then you have corn that produces its own toxic insecticide, which breaks open the stomach of the insects and kills it. And a 2012 study showed that it can poke holes in human cells as well. And a recent study showed that when rats were fed this BT corn, it's called, they had severe damage in their digestive tract.